Hello. What's up, everybody? Cassie, Paladino, Alex, good to see you. Hope you're well on this Tuesday, October 24th. Almost the end of the month already. Jeez. Almost the end of the year, actually. 2 more months. Yeah. You guys are having a good day. We're back on the normal schedule. For those of you who didn't catch the clandestine streams I've been doing in the mornings. Hope you've had a start the video game. The Taurus. Ah, geez. What's up, Garrus? Boris? Hate remembering the day of the week. My mom asked what I want for Christmas. I want by myself. Told her day of the week clock. That's called a calendar. You know. There's also this neat thing on, you know, that device that everyone carries in their pockets, right? Which has the date on the bottom, right? Of the... I don't know, Cassie. It seems like you're asking for something you already own. Just saying. Which is fine. Yeah, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. But yeah, basically, this is all true, but I want it on the wall in clock form. All right, that's fair. No, it's probably pretty cool. You know, yeah, I'm sure you can find some of these. But yeah, I don't know. I have a weird sensation in my left leg of worrying me, but I think it's a big deal, but sort of, you know. Turns out City Skylines cannot maintain proper 30 FPS. Sounds like you need a better computer. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm sure it's a widely reported issue. Yeah, what can I say, you know? Except the same thing I say every time, right? As long as we keep pre-ordering, they will keep getting away with it. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Cassie, that's what I imagined. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the idea, in theory. If you ever get it, take a picture for us. I'd love to see it. Steam reviews are molding right now. Yeah, I'm not surprised. If you would have asked me, you know, what, and that's actually my issue with the Steam reviews these days. I mentioned that the other day, right? But that's my issue with the Steam reviews these days. It's only about performance. None of these dudes, like, no one's talking about like the game anymore. It's all about performance. which goes both ways, right? I sort of get the benefit when it comes to, you know, a product that is literally non-functional. I get the benefit. The problem is it goes the other way too. You have games on Steam that have overwhelmingly positive reviews because they run well and they're well optimized, and the game is pure trash. But nobody cares about that on Steam. It's like, I don't know, Steam reviews are sort of like the bastion of the PC master race idiots, and it's been that way for a couple years now. There always used to be comments about performance, which I think is an important part of reviewing PC games, obviously, even though it's a difficult one to be objective about because, well, everyone's machine is different. Now, when there's overwhelming issues, of course, that's a different problem, but I don't know. It feels like Steam at this point should have two different categories for reviews, right? The actual game review and the performance reviews. Which I actually think should be a thing in general in the gaming world these days, because it's such a big problem nowadays, so. Yeah. There's a, well, first of all, Cassie, thank you for 14 months. I appreciate it. Thank you for the resub, Cassie, and you will be remembered. I appreciate it. So there's one thing that sort of bothers me with that, Garrus, is that there's an inherent bias when it comes to performance, right? And that bias is that people who have the game running well on their computer, they're busy playing the game. So it's very likely, especially around the release, right, that most of the reviews are gonna come from people who had a non-working game on their computer, right? Which doesn't necessarily mean that the you know, and I'm using my words very carefully there. It doesn't necessarily mean that the game has inherent poor performance. It can also mean that it's a very popular game that a lot of people are waiting on. And so everyone who has bad performance is complaining about it very quickly, because that's, you know, that's apparent from second one, right? Whereas, you know, more like in-depth reviews of the game will take a few days usually, right? Especially positive ones. Like people who are enjoying the game are playing it for a week maybe, and then they're like, oh my god, this was amazing, I have to leave a positive review, right? So there's always a question of what's the percentage of all the people who are playing the game who are experiencing those issues, right? And out of all of these, how many are due to their computers not holding up, right? Or, like, you've been in the space for long enough, Garrus, right? You know how people are. You know that you've seen two identical machines run very differently in your life at some point, I'm sure. Like, you go to a friend and they have maybe even a better computer than you do. And you're like, why is your computer so shit? Why does it run like this? And then you look into it and they have however many, you know, bullshit software they installed with their pirated games or whatever, and, you know, full of malware and whatnot. So there's always, you know, there's always sort of some skepticism required when you hear like a public outcry for bad performance, especially when it comes to, I find, especially when it comes to a sequel of a very, very, very liked game, right? Because who are going to be the people jumping on City Skylines 2? The people who played City Skyline 1 and really enjoyed it. And that was a, like, what, 2014 game? How many of those people still have the same computer? And then again, I'm differentiating that from, you know, like say, like a proper website or YouTube channel that does, I don't know, technical reviews, and they're like, oh, well, we've actually tested that on a variety of computers, and it just like it's trash all around, right? So, you know, that's why if day one reports, and also I find something that I found recently, actually, by more than anything, watching just people on Twitch and people commenting on Twitch and whatever, is once the snowball starts rolling, there's a shit ton of people who will add to the noise without having played the game themselves, right? Because it's fun to trash on the new release that runs like shit. You know, it's sort of a... I don't know, that happened in the 90s as well. I don't know. It was... Everyone liked to trash on the new release that just came out, you know? It's just very amplified these days with the social media, the way it is, and all that, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's, again, it's probably good, right? You probably want some noise to be made when those games come out in such an awful state, for sure. Hopefully it comes with some sort of, you know, hopefully it drives the conversation of, you know, stop pre-ordering games. Just wait for the game to release and for those websites and reviewers to, you know, make actual reviews, right? Because I don't know, it has to be a whole chain of events, right? Like, it has to be a whole thing. Like, you stop pre-ordering games. People will flock to review websites to see what state the game is in. And if the websites keep lying because they're on the payroll from the publisher, people are gonna notice that. And that's gonna make some more noise. And then they're gonna go to another website. And the money will move, you know? Like, but it requires people to actually, you know, act on those observations, right? Not just be like, oh well, another shitty game, let's just pre-order the next one, right? Yeah, but oh well. What's up, Sean? How are you doing today? People will always jump on the bandwagon. It is how? Oh yeah, no, I mean, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I remember back in the day when Tekken 2 came out. People were complaining that the characters, like the graphics, were worse than the first because it was like you could see the polygons, whereas the first was smoother. Come on, like the second one looked so much better, played so much better, ran so much better, and yet people were at the time complaining, you know, about everything about that game just because it was fun to complain about. When Final Fantasy VII came out, how many people screamed that, you know, it lost the spirit of the originals and whatever. Like, everyone's gonna complain. I mean, people are, you know, it is what it is. Facehugger, thank you for gifting a sub to the channel. I appreciate it. 34 gifted subs. Thank you, Facehugger. I hope you're doing well. And this one goes to Jake. Jake 310. You will be remembered. Thank you, Facehugger. Ordering is weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily get it either. I think, you know, we've had that conversation multiple times, Taurus. I think, again, I'm not... Hold on, I need to sneeze. That was a big one. Camera, please. The camera is gonna figure it out. Give it a minute. There it is. So I always try to phrase it this way, right? Is that on an individual from an individual standpoint, I understand pre-orders. You either can save some money in case of some games that, you know, have pre-order discount or whatever. If you know you're gonna buy the game anyway, might as well save 10%, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. Preloading, if you have a very slow internet, or if you really, for some reason, want to play it at minute 1 because of work or whatever, because like you have only like a certain amount of hours on release, and then you have like work for a few days or whatever. I get it. You know, again, from an individual perspective, everyone has their reasons. I understand. Some reasons I understand more than others. You know, pre-ordering, you know, a AAA game published by Bethesda because you want to support the devs. That makes no sense to me, right? Like, we're not talking about a small indie company. Or pre-ordering because you want, I don't know, like a digital soundtrack, for instance. That makes no sense to me. Like, come on, it's a digital soundtrack. Listen to it on Spotify. What the fuck? And I'm not getting into the argument of, oh, but it comes with like FLAC files, which are high definition, whatever, you know. But anyway, again, if everyone has their personal reasons, that's fine. But like, I'm just talking about it from the perspective of like the industry as a whole. It's rough to justify pre-ordering, especially again with big publishers who are absolutely abusing pre-orders to a very extreme extent these days. So, oh well. It is what it is, I guess. Right. What's up, Rastafaro? How are you doing? JC, good to see you. Jode. Last thing I pre-ordered was one of the Life is Strange games for the Storm. Yeah. Last thing I pre-ordered, I guess technically would be Diablo 4. Was technically a pre-order, right? Which I'm not too happy about, but I cracked under the desire of playing Diablo a few days earlier. Which I'm not happy about, but it is what it is. And I enjoyed the game. That's how they get you these days, right? It's how they get you with all those early access. Get the game 2 days earlier for pre-ordering. Which, when I think about it, is such a weird thing. Like, it's such a weird way to do game releases these days. Because first of all, you know, you're literally delivering the game to the players, right? So the game is there, it's ready, right? It's ready to launch. It's okay, the game's there, right? But you're sending it a week earlier to people who pre-order as an incentive to get more pre-orders. And technically, it still counts as a pre-order, which is a number that I'm sure they use to their advantage when it comes to investors, when it comes to, you know, stakeholders and whatever. Like, why not release the game a week earlier that if it's ready, that, you know, if it's literally ready and the patches are ready and all that. Like, it's such a weird thing. I hate that this is where the industry is moving. It's such a weird thing. But that's the thing though, Taurus. That's the main problem, right? Is that why is pre-ordering that much of an issue? At least from my perspective. It is because they want those big pre-order numbers to flaunt to their investors, to flaunt to their, you know, like the marketing or the finance department of the publishing, right? Because those are the ones that are gonna, yeah, we pre-sold that many of that game, right? It's a guaranteed investment before even the game releases. Don't worry about those bad reviews. We're gonna pre-order, you know, we're gonna pre-sell all those games before the game even releases. You're gonna make your money back even before it comes out. Right? I'm caricaturing, obviously. I'm just, you know, to make a point, right? There's no proof here. I'm just opinionated. I don't have any insider information. But that's where when it comes really weird with those like early access pre-orders, right? Because you're delivering the game to the players. There's no reason why it's a pre-order. It could just be a release. It makes no sense. But they want to make sure they count as pre-orders, right? It's the ultimate way to make sure people are gonna pre-order. People were probably starting to not care enough about getting an extra skin or an extra item or a digital soundtrack or whatever, right? People didn't care enough, right? So they were like, okay, how can we get people to pre-order? Really? Just give them the game. But let's just release the game early, but pretend it's a, you know, it's an early access, so we can count those as pre-orders. Because it's more valuable than sales. I don't know, it's a wild thing. What a world. What's up, Zulu, Infamous, Credo, Face, Hugger? How are you doing these days? Yeah, Credo, you've probably missed, because of timing issues, you've probably missed the secret streams, right? I'll talk about those in a minute, but... Yeah, I'm back on normal schedule. I'll explain a bit how things are gonna go moving forward. I'll explain that in a bit, but... Yeah, Infamous, and I get it, right? I mean, that's what I said earlier, right? From an individual perspective, I understand. Everyone has their reasons to pre-ordering. Early access is a fine reason. Preloading is a fine reason. Saving money is a fine reason. I just really wish it was all that there is there, right? And that the publishers wouldn't abuse the pre-order system to... Well, ultimately, you know... Ultimately, who gets screwed up? It's the consumer, as always. Yeah, Credo, I can imagine. It's wild out there. It is wild out there. Started a new job, no more 12-hour shifts. That sounds awesome. Very happy to hear that, Facehugger. 100 vinyl this year's. 100 vinyl records this year. That's pretty good. Nice collection you start getting. What's funny with early access, you can refund the game even if you completed it. Are you talking about like a specific platform? Like Steam? Because that's not going to be the case on most platforms. That's not going to be the case on PSN, for instance. Not the case on Steam either? Then when? Where? More, rather. Where is that a thing? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of being able to like order a proper AAA game in early access and then refund it if you finish it during the early access period. I'm not saying it's not a thing. I'm just saying I didn't hear of it. So. Yeah, Zulu. I wish Total War Warhammer literally ran on my computer. Like, it runs, I cannot start a mission. I can run the map part of the game. As soon as I try to start a battle, game crashes. That was an easy refund, for instance. Steam, as far as it's not the official release, they will refund it since the game is technically not released. Are you sure about that? I've literally never heard of that at any point. So, are you saying maybe a game that's in early access for like 2 years? You could play it for like a year and a half and then refund it? again, I'm not doubting your information, Infamous. Well, no, actually, I'm doubting it. But I would like some proof, because that does not sound like how Steam is working right now. So do we have any like actual information about that? What's up, Rico? Because when Starfield released, sorry, I only heard like the same thing as usual. People were refunding it within the first 2-hour window, right? Or, you know, they didn't play it and they just refunded it in the first couple weeks, right? Without playing it. Well, sure, Zulu. The thing here is it's an engine issue, probably. Because it happened in Total War Warhammer 2 as well. I was only able to play 1. 2 had the battle crashes, and then when 3 came out, I was like, well, it's probably gonna be better, right? It probably will be fixed. Nope, same issue. And then I Googled it, you know, looked into it. A lot of people are experiencing that exact same problem. And it was present in 2, it was present in 3. The exact same bug. Because fundamentally, they're the same engine, the same game, right? And there's no solution. Even after all those years, 2 still does it, and there's absolutely no solution. Like, you see the same people returning to the forums, like, years later, like, yep, still a thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's related to. I don't know why it does it. But yeah, I was never able to play 2 or 3. As soon as I try to load a battle, it just crashes on the loading screen. It starts loading, and the game just poofs out of existence. Steam refunds. When you pre-purchase a title on Steam and have paid for the title in advance, you can request a refund at any time prior to release of that title. The standard 14-day, 2-hour refund period also applies. Yeah, I'm not saying anything specific. I guess you could be right, Sal, yeah? If you, if the game goes from early access to full release, like a lot of those indie games and whatnot, right? That then release and are completely different. Maybe you can, you know, talk your way into a refund if you're not a serial abuser of refunds, you know? Yeah, I don't know. But that doesn't seem like what Infamous was describing, but... I was seeing some folk on Reddit. Ah, there it is. I was trying to be nice, and I didn't want to say, I'm sure Infamous just read some idiots on Reddit, and then, you know, people just... yeah, you know. Either someone managed to talk their way into getting a refund after the fact, on grounds of, I don't know, the game is not what they promised, false advertising, blah blah blah, whatever. You know, just someone who's good at writing requests, emails, and then an intern sees the thing and refunds it. Or someone's lying. You know, which I don't know why someone would lie on Reddit or Discord, but why would you do that, right? It's the internet. Obviously, everyone only says true things. There's no lying on the internet, right? Never once seen a person lie on the internet. Yeah, I mean, can you prove it? I can't. You tried to get a refund on Cyberpunk after 30 hours? I don't know. I refunded a few games, but I never tried to, you know, get a refund outside of the window. Never happened. Circumstances never happened. JC, thank you for gifting us up to Nasrallah. 265 gifted subs. As always, thank you so much for the support, JC and Nasrallah. You will. Nasrallah, you won't not be unforgotten. Refunded Cyberpunk after 2.5 hours outside of the window, but it's a special case. Yeah. The rare triple negative. I had to think about it for a second, JC, to make sure it was correct, but yeah. Yeah, some games that have like notoriously bad, you know, they have to like appease the masses, right? So, yeah. It makes sense. But yeah, cool. Anyway, so before we jump into the game, here's what I'm gonna try for a bit moving forward. There's gonna be 2 streams every day. The normal schedule one, which you guys are used to, with a slight little change in schedule. You've noticed it today. I'm gonna make sure I clarify. And then a sort of late night stream, which for me is in the morning, but it's still gonna be a late night stream, right? Because it's before I go to bed. That's gonna be 2 different streams. The main schedule one, we're gonna keep doing things as we always do. For now. It's gonna be, you know, variety for first playthroughs, video games and whatnot. It is, however, at least for a while, I'm gonna test it. Start an hour later than usual. I'm going back to the early schedule that I used to do, right? Last year. Like the first few months, we were on that schedule. Starting at 8 p.m. Central European Time, which is an hour later than usual. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific AM. And then at 8 a.m. Central European Time, which is 2 a.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Pacific. So basically same schedule but reversed, right? Starting time. You get the secondary streams, the night streams, which are going to be card games, mostly Magic the Gathering. Who knows, maybe if I sometimes get another card game, but it's mostly going to be card games, right? And for now, it's always going to be just Magic the Gathering, because that's the game that I want to play and learn. Streaming really helps with learning the game, so I'm enjoying that. You know, daylight savings coming up very soon. Oh, it's this weekend, isn't it? Yeah, we'll have to... I mean, it's not going to change anything for me, right? It's still going to be the same time. But for a couple weeks, or a week at least, there might be a delay with some time zones. You guys will figure it out, I'm sure. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing for a while. I'm gonna experiment with that, and that schedule is gonna be, I'm thinking, 5 days a week. Instead of doing 7 times 5, which I used to do, I'm gonna do 5 times 7, split in 2 streams, right? The 4-hour main stream and the 3-hour secondary stream. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that for a while. This math is confusing, you think so? Well, thank God you're not in science then. Oh. You've definitely found the right job for you, Credo. It's alright. What time zone are you, Credo? Basically, you can watch me again later in your day if you're still up, but I'm assuming you're not. It's pretty late US time. Eastern? Yeah. So at 2 a.m., if you're still up and able to sleep, you can watch me again. I'm streaming again at that time. But different games, card games. No, I'm assuming most of the US people are going to be asleep, which is fine. It's fine. You know, again, the normal stream is going to be, as always, again, an hour later than usual, but it's still going to be on every day during the week. Well, from Sunday to Thursday, I think is going to be the schedule. And yeah, and then a secondary stream for my card game addiction. It's fun to stream. I love streaming it. So that's going to be the plan for a while. And I'm thinking of making sure I take Fridays and Saturdays off. Well, technically the last stream of the week would be then Friday morning for me, right? But it's a Thursday stream, technically speaking, right? It's the morning after. But yeah, on Friday evenings, my time, Saturday mornings, Saturday evenings, and Sunday mornings, my time, it should be the days off. Just, you know, so I make sure to have plenty of rest and have time to do other things, right? But we'll see. We'll adjust as we go. But yeah, that's the plan for a bit. And I have a whole idea, like if that sticks, if that's a schedule that I feel good about and I want to keep going with it, I think I'm gonna slightly adjust like some of the visuals and the theming to have like 2 streams be like both sides of the same coin. I've been thinking about a whole theme of like you know, dawn and dusk, like dawn when I wake up, mainstream, themed around like more yellowish sunlight, you know, sun colors, and like the dusk stream would be more like moon colors, silver border maybe, and you know, like sort of adjust the visuals a little bit so it you know, and the music choices as well to like reflect both sides of the coin. I think it could be an interesting thematic, you know, yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That's more like if the schedule sticks and I want to keep going with that moving forward, and I'm gonna like make it like a proper thing. Right now, you got the main stream as usual, and you have like the secondary stream that I don't really have any decorum for. I just start the stream and play, right? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And as far as the games go, for the main show, hopefully I can finish Prey pretty soon. I'm really hoping to finish Prey this week. I enjoy Prey, but I feel like it's time we conclude that adventure. Some of the mechanics are starting to grind my gears a little bit, so I would like to see the conclusion of that story, because I'm very interested in seeing where it ultimately goes. And after that, the next big game is going to be Lies of P, probably. Again, no guarantee before we actually start. As always, you know me, right? I only have plans. I don't have guarantees. But yeah, Lies of P, I think, is going to be the next game. I need to purchase it because I'm going to play on PS5, so I need to actually buy it because it's not on any... At least I don't think they added it to PSN, so I'm going to have to purchase that one. But yeah, Lies of P is probably going to be the next big game. And now, between Prey and Lies of P, I might sneak in a little shorter game in there. Maybe Life is Strange 2, we'll see. Or maybe I'll move immediately to Lies of P, who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, I've been craving a little Souls-like in my life. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's pretty much the whole deal. And yeah, moving forward, I'm gonna try, since I started an hour later than usual for the, foreseeable future on the main show, I'm going to try to sort of spend less time during, pre-show conversations. Try to get in the game a bit faster, maybe half an hour rather than an hour and a half. And, try to do it a bit more like earlier next year, right? Last year, sorry. Try to talk during the gameplay and make little breaks in the gameplay to just sort of what the. Oh yeah, we're here. And yeah, get a better spread of between conversation and gaming during the show rather than just.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
Basically exhaust all conversations in the first hour and then have nothing to talk about for the rest of the stream. So we'll see. We'll see.
I thought we were dead for sure.
I don't remember what I was doing. Yes, I'm excited to play Life is Strange too. I've been wanting to do that for a while. We'll see. I mean, it's a week, right? Probably Life is Strange 2, and then we can move into Lies of P. We'll give Naz a chance to be done with that as well, which is probably better. Huh. Almost done with Red Dead Redemption Remastered. And then go back to your old addiction, League of Legends. I've been watching Worlds a bit. And as much as I enjoy watching Worlds, it definitely doesn't make me want to play the game. I'm glad to still have a toe in that world and universe thanks to Runeterra, because I think it's a very nice way to get some lore and characters and all that. But man, I have no desire to play League ever again. What a terrible, terrible game. They play the game differently than solo queue. No shit, they're professionals. Playing in teams. You say that like it's not the most obvious thing ever. Yes, professionals do tend to play the game differently than solo queue. That is than ranked, random players on ranked. That is true. That is accurate. Turns out practicing 12 hours a day with the same people leads to very different gameplay. Yeah. What's up, Dax? Been playing Baldur's Gate 3, lots of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into this one at some point. Probably on... again, I'm not sure if it should be a streaming game or on my own time. And was the card stream? Pretty okay. We went 4-1, which is pretty decent. Like, the match I lost, I don't think there was much I could have done. I didn't play great, but I think even if I played more optimally, I would have still probably lost that game. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm learning a lot of stuff. I'm making a lot of mistakes because I, don't know the cards and whatnot, but we're having fun. Yeah. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah, I'm never gonna do that, JC, though. If I'm playing a game, like a story game or something on stream, it needs to be like that pure experience. If I was playing another character off stream, I would have so many different situations, and it would like sort of like influence negatively the main game, right? That I'm trying to do on stream. Used to play League. Some parts of the meta got boring to you. Yeah, Jode. I don't know. I think I stopped because I think my last game of League was in 2015. It was Aram that I played with some friends. And then at the time I got into a relationship, which means I stopped playing League of Legends quite a bit, and I never got back into it. I don't miss it. I did miss the world a bit, like the characters and the universe, and there was a interesting lore and all of that. But again, like Runeterra is definitely filling that spot for me. I'm getting I'm getting better lore than League will ever deliver, thanks to the card flavor texts and whatnot, and the extra characters that you get to see, and yeah, I think Runeterra for that, like if you're interested in the lore of League of Legends, is a great game to get into. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. Yeah, the lore originally with the summoners and whatnot was so weird. Like it was just so bad. So many weird characters and all that, and now it's like that whole serious science fantasy, you know, setting. Pretty okay. Da, 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 da. I heard Dota 2 is a beat. I don't know what you mean. But Dota 2 is a much more complicated game than League of Legends. It's a lot more demanding, like in terms of like micro, right? There's a lot more to control. There's a lot more, like in terms of knowledge, there's a lot more stuff in Dota. Like it's a much more complicated game. Yeah, no, Badger, it's way more difficult. The learning curve compared to League of Legends is way more difficult. It's a lot less streamlined, right? Accessible. If you want to compare that to card games, League of Legends is the Hearthstone to Dota's Magic the Gathering, right? It's sort of how it is. It's not a completely fair comparison because I think League over the years added quite a bit of complexity, but you know, it's still much more accessible and simpler. The map is bigger now in Dota. Oh, nice. I haven't watched any Dota in at least 5 years. Yeah, I used to watch like the international yearly, but yeah, Dax for sure. How long does a match take in Dota? Pretty much, in terms of match length, it's a bit like League of Legends. Like, it depends, right? It can go from 20 minutes to an hour, I guess. I would say the average match probably lasts about 35 minutes, 30, between 30 to 40 minutes. An hour and a half? In Dota, really? Are matches longer now for some reason? Or because back in the day when I watched the international, the matches seem to be a bit shorter. Well, I mean, again, competitive play maybe is very different. I don't know. Oh, no worries, Cassie and JC. I get it. Yeah, better safe than sorry, but yeah. Excited for the League of Legends MMO, Alex? I was not even aware that there was one. So no. In League, the max is 40 minutes. Is it? I remember long games back when I played, but I mean, yeah, I mean, again, the average game of League of Legends is probably like 30 minutes, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Again, those games have changed quite a bit, so I'm not too much in the know anymore since I stopped playing either of them. Nadine, welcome in. How are you today? Dota had a $15 million prize pool event. Wow. Putting that oil money to good use, I see. Alright, so what were we doing with the main... Get Alex's arming key. Which... Oh, I'm supposed to get that from his cabin. Which... I remember finding, but I didn't find the key, I don't think. Gonna spend an hour and a half in one match. I mean, a lot of people. faster is not necessarily better, right? But obviously it requires a bigger time investment, right? You need to have an hour and a half in front of you, right? So. No, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's a matter of schedule, right? Like, a lot of people don't have an hour and a half block that they can save, right? And even if not a lot of games are going to go that long, you still want to make sure you have that amount of time in front of you, right? If games can be that long, right? Because you don't want to have to leave in the middle of the game. Like even League of Legends, right? Most League of Legends games on average would be like 30 minutes back when I played, right? I would still always make sure that I had at least an hour in front of me, right? Because you never know, and you don't want to have to leave after a 55-minute game because you need to go somewhere. And it's the most tense game you've ever played, and you just give up on your team, right? Imagine an hour and a half in a losing match. I mean, winning or losing doesn't matter. Well, I mean, no, that's not true. It matters, but if you spend an hour and a half having a good time playing a video game, or an interesting time playing a video game, doesn't, you know, to me at least, it doesn't matter if I win or lose at the end. The length has no purpose. Like, it literally does not matter. Scheduling reasons, I understand. You know, you have an hour before bed, maybe you don't have time to queue for a Dota 2 match, right? But if you play an hour and a half and it's a fucking amazing game and then you lose, well, you know, I don't see the problem. But I don't know, maybe it's something that I personally can't relate to because I've spent way more hours than that on some things that never led to anything. Complete failures. So I don't know. I don't judge my time investment based on results. I evaluate my time investment in terms of what I got out of it, right? And when it comes to video games, it's definitely not about winning or losing. Well, I mean, that's the same with most... I'm trying to think, but I think that's the same with most competitive games, Zulu. That's sort of the point, right? If you have a strong early game composition, for instance, if you don't close off the game, you may lose. Like, even card games work the same way, right? But I like that Zulu's message. Like, just, I'm not shitting on Zulu, right? Zulu, I just want to make it clear I'm not shitting on you. But I'm just reading that message. The thing is, you can lose early game and win late game. It depends on what people do along the way. You've just described any video game, competitive video game ever. Any match of any video game ever. In fact, any match of any sport ever. Yes, you can lose early and win later depending on what people do. That's you know, apparently what people do during a match sort of influences the outcome, right? Listen, in a football game, you can concede a goal very early and still win depending on what the players do. If the players score 2 goals, you know, in return, you may win. It's science checks out. It seems okay. It seems alright to me, right? People don't think it'd be like this, but it do, yeah. I'm trying to think of counter examples. I'm not finding many. I mean, there are games that are very snowbally, right? Some more than others. But I'm trying to think about a game that does not fit that description. And I don't mean like the occasional, you know, like the occasional games that get snowbally, because that happens in every game, right? Even Dota. But like, I'm thinking of a game where comebacks are literally not possible. Counter-Strike is not like that. Is it not? How many times have I seen competitive Counter-Strike where a dude ends up being 1v5 and just literally mows down the enemy team? It's way harder. Well, yeah, but it depends on what people do along the way, right? It fits the definition. But yes, you're probably correct. There's a chance Counter-Strike is a bit more snowballish than a game like Dota, right? And the reason for that is Counter-Strike doesn't really have compositions. Everyone starts with the same character, if you know, if we want to translate that, right? And then when you start winning, you get more money and you win more, right? So by definition, by the nature of its design, it's a bit more snowballish than a game where you can have weak early game characters that then, you know, you stabilize and then you shine in the late game, right? So yes, but still, if we're looking at your sentence and what it says, it still applies. What's up, Brainy, by the way, Brewer? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like really an example of a game that snowballs out of control in a, you know, irredeemable way, but I'm not. I don't think that really exists, because if that was the case, it would not be very interesting, right? Most games, especially competitive games, should not be decided in the first opening of the game, right? Because otherwise, it's probably a game that's not going to have a lot of a very interesting competitive scene, right? People would probably give up on a game like that, right? Because, well, it wouldn't be very interesting if every game was decided in the first 5 minutes and then you have to play it out for 30, right? Who would do that? Katamari Damacy? Yeah, that's a video game, alright. That's one of the video games of all time. For sure. Alright, let's see. There's a few things I still want to make sure I do in this game. Finding the maps, for instance, is a big one. I can't destroy Talos 1 without Alex's arming key, but I'm stuck down there. Rebooting the station reactor will remove the lockdown Alex placed on the main lift and airlocks. Then I can move freely around the station. So we need to go back to power plant, which is where we were. But then I escaped because I didn't want to do power plant. So I need to do to... I need to go, sorry, to... I need to go back to life support and then power plant. And I think the way to do this, if I'm not completely mistaken...
Hello, nice to see you.
Can you get out of the way? Thank you. Was to go down there. And then... yeah, I think it's from here. Life support, yep. Nice. Yay for memory. Memory wins. For sure it does. Jaken, when do I sleep? Okay, what the fuck was that? So, I mean, even if I'm annoyed at some of the combat at this point in the game, like the game kind of lost a bit of its scary appeal, right? Because at this point there's too many enemies and I'm just too strong. But at least I can just run through it and just smash everything. Although I think I need to be careful with my supplies, I could run out. But yeah, I mean at this point, I think I should probably finish boosting my you know, combat skills. Oh. Yeah, Jake, and I sleep basically after the morning stream, right? Is when I sleep. I slept a good 7 hours today. That was nice. I need to go down, yeah. That nerd went up as soon as I came down. Get swerved, nerd. What was I saying? I was thinking about something. I started saying something. Yeah, smashing through the games, but getting the supplies. I think it was something I was talking about before that, though. That wasn't necessarily related to the game. Snowballing? No, I was done with that. Confuses your mind because your background is always black. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. You know, if the, you know, early streams and late streams are going to be a thing, should the background change as well to reflect that? I don't think so. But like I said earlier, Jake, and there might be, like, if the 2 streams a day become the norm, I'm definitely gonna have like slight visual differences with the 2 shows. Huh. The telepath out there. Oh, yeah. I'm going to like have a border of a slightly different color. Maybe I would honestly be very happy with getting sort of almost like a sun-themed border for the day show, which is now, and a moon-themed border for the late show, right? And sort of work off of those 2 themes. Sort of like the Smashing Pumpkins album, right? The melancholy, right? The sun and the moon, and sort of work with those 2 aspects of it. Could be fun. Almost like an alchemy sort of like, you know, visual design, so to speak, like visual flair. Have I done that? I think I did, but I'm just interesting. Oh, look at my shadow. Wait, what's that thing in my back? Oh, I guess it's a like a tube that connects my backpack or whatever, right? Yeah. My legs. Oh yeah, I'm assuming it's like the booster system on my... Look at my ankle. This is fascinating because you never see your model in the game, ever. And it was not intended to be seen because the mirrors don't work, right? But still, the thing is modeled in a way where you can see the details of the suit on the shadow. So it, like, physically exists. It's been physically designed, even though you cannot look at it and see it. This is fascinating. You would think that something that's not visible in the game, they might cut corners on, right? Like, why add that extra strain on the engine by designing the backpack and whatnot, right? Just for the shadows? Huh. Because you can really see the details on the shin, what do you call that? Like, not the shins, the other side, the calves. You can see the details of like the boosters things. That's kind of cool. They probably did cut corners on it. Yeah, I mean, we only see the shadow, right? It doesn't mean much, but I mean, at least it's there, right? It is modeled. You can even see like the tube going from the backpack to the shins. The calves, sorry. Really interesting. What are you doing? I don't know. Do you think I'm reading conversation when you and Zulu are involved? When I see green and purple in the chat, I'm just, you know, I'm filtering it out. Roasted, yeah. I appreciate the conversations. I just don't have much to contribute. I'm not a game dev. I don't have much of an opinion on the matter. I think most of all of that is very subjective, so I'm just not, you know. What I know is, despite, you know, all of this, when I played both games, I preferred playing League of Legends. I just thought it was more fun for me, personally. Even though I think Dota is a better game. Was, at least. Again, my knowledge of the two games is almost a decade old at this point, so... But I think a lot of it was... I don't know, I sort of played MOBA for just fun, right? I played them sort of like... I had interest in competitive, right? I was doing ranked and all that, but I sort of played them still to have fun. Like, if I wanted something as demanding as Dota, I think demanding is the right word. At the time, my mindset was, I might as well just play StarCraft 2 if I'm gonna play something that demanding, right? Which, of course, is a very, like, 2013, 2014, 2012 mindset, right? Back when StarCraft 2 was still, like, a big deal. But, yeah. Okay, so we did this. And what we need to do now is... Yeah, I think I was supposed to go down, and that's when I figured might as well stop now and pick that up later. Mikaela is somewhere in there. But yeah, I think we need to go all the way to the bottom. I'm thinking that room is going to be where whatever we need to do is done. Yeah. Yeah, JC, it's a very steep learning curve. Which, you know, I'm not a... You know, I'm literally getting into MTG again. After so long that I barely know how the game is played anymore because it changed so much. So I'm not against a steep learning curve, right? Tarkov is notoriously one of my favorite online games of all time, and it has an insane learning curve as well. But yeah, I don't know. It always felt rewarding. For me, with Dota, for instance, I didn't feel like I was more rewarded for my efforts as opposed to playing League of Legends. Right? League of Legends was more accessible, it was a bit easier, less demanding, and I was still having sort of the same satisfaction as I was getting with Dota, right? With less effort to put in. As opposed to, for instance, these days playing Runeterra and playing Magic the Gathering, which I play both every day. Runeterra is more the thing that I play while I'm watching a stream and I just want to, or watch a TV show and I just want to play a game that's not very demanding. And I get some satisfaction, it's great, right? But when I play MTG, I need to be focused, I need to, you know, but the satisfaction that I'm getting out of it is so much bigger. Like it's so much more intense. So it feels like it makes sense, you know, that I want to go through the more demanding aspects of it. With Dota, I never got that. I don't know why. Yeah. Satisfactions felt the same, right? But obviously that's extremely subjective. And that's the reason why Tarkov is something that I was able to, you know, work through the very demanding learning curve, is that Tarkov provided me with a gameplay experience that I literally have never seen ever in any video game. It's a unique thing. There's nothing like it. I've never seen another game provide anything remotely close to that. It's definitely a unique game in its own right, so. What's up, Seven Toes? How are you doing? Glad I didn't try to... Hey, who knows? Maybe you will get a different experience, you know? A lot of people will tell you that it's a much better game than any other MOBA out there, so. And it's free, so there's no harm in trying, right? That's the sort of like the good thing with free-to-play games is that you can always try, right? I never liked shooters, but I do play Tarkov. Yeah, I feel sort of the same. Like, I generally like shooters, I would say. But I'm not big on, like, a lot of the more competitive shooters. Like, I was never really into Counter-Strike, except, like, all the way back. Like, late 90s, I was playing Counter-Strike. I was playing Team Fortress Classic, right? All of that. Half-Life, Quake 2. That was a different era, right? I enjoyed that. More recently, you know, like all the Call of Duty stuff I never got into. Halo never got into. All the Battle Royale stuff is not for me, I don't think. And so I remember when I learned about Tarkov, I was like, oh, that sounds like a little bit of a Battle Royale with extra steps, right? And the person that I was playing with, who got me into the game, was like, no, it's very different. Like, you should watch like a few streams and see how it's like, right? And I can see like the similarities between Battle Royale, right? There's some common elements to it. But it's so much more... It feels so much more natural than Battle Royales, right? It doesn't have that circle that restricts the gameplay and forces encounters. Like Tarkov, you can go anywhere at any time. It's a free map. You almost like you explore a real world, and there's gonna be enemies in there, and there's but you might do an entire game, like an entire raid, as they're called. Like you can do an entire game of Tarkov without seeing anyone. It's rare, right? But it can happen, and you never see anyone, and you just go out there and do your quest and pick up your items and loot and scavenge and then you go home and you have some items, right? And you can do some crafting in your base and improve your hideout, and you get some weapons, some money, do some trading. Like, it's such a fascinating game in that sense. Like, it's almost more of an RPG than it is a shooter in many ways, right? But yeah, it's the worst part of a battle royale. Very subjective, but I totally understand why some people don't get into it, for sure. For me, it's a positive. It adds to the experience. I don't want to, I like going into a game and not knowing what's gonna happen. There's no guarantee that I'm gonna have to fight other people because the thing is restricting all the time, right? It's just, I don't know. I like the realistic aspect of it. Like, you go out there and your goal can be to find fights if you want to, and you can certainly find fights, right? Or it can be to just, you want to go out there because you want to do a quest that you have, or you want to scavenge some materials because you want to craft something, or, and you just, I love that you can play it exactly however you want. It has that freedom, which I think is very interesting. And the tension in Tarkov is just unmatched. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I played 2,000 hours of Tarkov, and the tension never left me at any point. Like, compare that, I mean, completely not comparable, right? But look at, like, this game, for instance. Started with very high tension, and now I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna run through it and just shoot things, right? The tension has sort of diffused, right? In Tarkov, it never did. It never does. I'm just as tense 2,000 hours in as I was the first time I played. It just, I don't know. It never relents. Like, it's beautiful. Oh no, I mean, I wouldn't want that for every game, Naz. But I don't think, some games you just want to chill. You just want to, But yeah, I mean, I wish more games had that factor, right, Naz? Had that factor of, it never stops being tense. It never stops being exciting. That would be great if more games were like that. I don't think too many games hold up to that level, I don't think. Tarkov is just Tetris with extra steps. There's an argument there, for sure. You want to try Tarkov someday, Seven Toes? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not for everyone, and I think the barrier of entry, it's a game you have to pay for, right? I think the normal edition is like $50, which is fine. You don't have to get the extra expensive one. You can always upgrade later if you want to, The base version gets you pretty much... Basically, getting the more expensive edition gives you a slightly faster start when you start a season, right? Because there's like seasons where they reset the progress and you start from scratch. Because it's sort of a game where, as the seasons go, everyone gets juiced up and has like super strong loadouts and like filled stashes, and so everyone just always fights with the highest equipment possible, and it sort of becomes a bit stale. So they reset very regularly, so you have to go through the progress again. Which, again, is not for everyone, but I think it keeps the game very fresh, having those resets. At least in the way it works now. And so basically having like the most expensive edition gives you a bit of a kickstart at the beginning. You have a slightly bigger stash. And you can be a little faster early on with some of the materials and whatnot, so yeah. But personally, I played one complete wipe, as we call them, like season, with like the normal edition, and my friend who I was playing with had the extensive edition, and I didn't see much of a difference. I quickly caught up with him, and you know, it didn't have too much of an impact. So, yeah. So yeah, if you have $50 and you think you may like it, maybe watch some streams before, you know, see if it's gonna be a game for you. But it is just fascinating. I think it's just like, it's a game really like no other games out there. And I'm looking forward to playing it again someday. It's been a couple of years now. You played 6 seasons with the standard edition? Yeah, no, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I only upgraded because, I don't know. After the first season, I was like, yeah, this was really cool. Let's go into another season with the friend I was playing it with. And I was like, you know what, I'll upgrade. Just get the bigger stash, especially because I enjoy hoarding so much and organizing my stash so much that I felt like having a bigger one would make it more interesting. And it did. For me personally, because I love managing inventory for some reason. Okay, so there's a bunch of phantoms in there. What do you see in the glass? Yeah, good question. I haven't played Destiny 2, no. I played a lot of Destiny back when it released, and then we completed the Vault of Glass, which at the time was the only raid on release. And I kind of stopped after the Vault of Glass because there wasn't any content after that at that time. Which I think I played for about 2 months, roughly, right? But like very intensely for 2 months. Did the Vault of Glass, and then I pretty much never went back. That was back in Destiny 1. Cool game though. I like Destiny. I liked Destiny when it came out. I thought it was fun. Very good gunplay. I hear 2 was at some point even better, but yeah. Extraction shooters as multiplayer survival games with the base building abstracted into menus. Sure. Which I think ultimately is not what the devs are trying to do. I believe that the Tarkov devs ultimately want to have raiding possible on hideouts and whatnot, but I'm not sure exactly how that translates into the actual game. We'll see. I think a part of it is that the devs had a different vision, and what Tarkov is right now was supposed to be only like the beta version, right? And it still is, technically speaking. Oh shit. But I think with the success of the game in its current shape, I think they're gonna stick with it. Maybe they're not gonna go with what they initially wanted to do, right? Because people are used to what the game plays like now, and they like it, right? So might as well not take the risk and keep with that current system. And then have a different game, maybe built around what they initially wanted to do with Tarkov. They have the foundations now. They can use the same engine, the same ballistics mechanics and whatnot, right? And just create a more immersive open world if they want to, or single player experience if they want to. Man, I would really love a single player experience with Tarkov's engine and mechanics. That would be fucking amazing. I would play the shit out of that game. Holy crap. Sorry, I just have a thing in my eye. Okay, I think it went away. They want to change to Unity? Wait, is it not already running on Unity? I have no idea what Tarkov runs on and whatnot, but I thought it was Unity already. regardless, I mean, it's on their own engine. Right. Well, I mean, maybe it's for the best, because, you know, as much as I enjoy Tarkov, I would say that the performance and engine part of it is not its best asset, right? Bit janky. But, I mean, as long as they can do it without changing the feel of the game, which I think they should be able to, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There's never been a better time. I was just gonna say maybe the recent news sort of, you know, is gonna make them reconsider that, right? Oh, that's a lot. I thought there was no bugs here. Fucking assholes. But yeah. I mean, as long as, again, as long as they can port the game, if they want to make it Unity, as long as it has the same feel in terms of like the weight of your character and the feel of the guns and all of that, you know what? I'll be okay with it. It can run better and play exactly the same. There's a mimic somewhere. What the hell? What? Video games are trash. I'm sorry. It's a waste of time. If you're thinking about playing video games, don't. Save yourself. If for some reason someone right now is listening to me and hasn't played video game yet, which makes no sense because why would you be on Twitch? Hey, you never know. Someone might be like, hey, I'm just gonna go on Twitch and see if video games are a, you know, worthwhile use of my time. It's not. It's not. Don't do it. Stay away. Just play video games made before 2013. I disagree with that. I think games are better now than they ever were in general, right? There's more trash. There's also more good things because there's just more video games. But yeah, in general they're just bad, right? Just don't play them. If we can save even one person from playing a video game, we would have done good in this broken and sad world. Yep. Old games still stand out. I don't see that. It's weird because I'm a very nostalgic person at heart, but I never agreed with statements like old music is better, old games are better, old movies are better. I disagree with that. I don't think that's true. I mean, some old games still stand out, sure, right? There's a reason why classics exist, but there's a filter there, right? There's a filter. And that filter is time. We remember the good ones. And the extremely bad ones. We don't remember all the mid shit that filled the shelves, right? We don't remember those. Because more than likely we haven't played them or we forgot, right? But I really don't think like in average, right? If we were to evaluate every video game, and of course that's subjective, right? But if everyone was to evaluate every game from every era with their own subjectivity, I don't think we would find out that there's a decrease in average, right? Over the entirety of the gaming population, right? I think there's more trash these days because there's just more games. And we get to see a lot of it thanks to streaming, YouTube, right? there's a lot of content out there made to look because the games are bad, right? So we get to see them more. Like, how many shitty Steam horror games have you seen because someone's playing them on stream and you would have never ever even heard of them otherwise, right? So yeah. Well, yeah, but you're nitpicking, Garrus. You're what's the term for that? You're there's a term, like you pick the examples that suit your thesis, right? There's a shit ton of amazing hip hop right now that you cherry picking, thank you, that you may never have heard of if you don't look for it, maybe, right? I don't think hip hop is worse now than it was in 20 years ago. I think there's a lot more of it, so there's more bad stuff probably, and it's maybe more visible thanks to social media and you know, the internet. Like, information spreads better, so you see more of the bad stuff and you see more of the good stuff as well. If you know, I don't know. I think it goes both ways. There's what I'm always looking at is how many fantastic small artists can we have access to these days, thanks to YouTube, for instance, or Bandcamp or whatever, right? That we would have never even have heard of 20 years ago because there was no way to find them, right? But it requires a bit more of an effort. I will admit that, right? You sort of have to go out of your way to find those artists. Now, is there an argument to be made that mainstream media, mainstream music channels, radio channels, whatever, tends, like the music that you're gonna find on those, you know, venues, is it maybe weaker than it used to be? I don't know, maybe there's an argument to be made there. I mean, certainly from my personal taste, when I'm looking at music channels these days, I'm not seeing anything, you know, that of the quality than what I saw in the 90s, for instance, right? The Smashing Pumpkins or whatever, which I think were great bands as well as being successful. But I'm also willing to admit that maybe it's a matter of taste, right? I don't necessarily think Billie Eilish is objectively worse than, I don't know, Natalie Imbruglia, right? Just picking random examples from popular artists of different eras. Maybe not the best examples, but I'm, you know, for the sake of the argument. It's definitely less to my taste, right? But is it worse? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe there's, you know, maybe we're just getting old, Garrus. Yeah, I mean, it's harder to find because I think it's, again, it's part of the deal of there's just more of it, right? There's so much more of it. So you get drowned in the mass, right, of everything that gets released. But I've always been of the opinion that if you look for it, you're gonna find just as much good music now as you enjoyed when you were younger. Most of my favorite albums of all time, if I was to make a list now, most of them are from the last 10 years. Most of my favorite video games of all time are from the last 10 years. I always feel similarly with everything. It keeps getting better. Not overall. You keep the best things keep improving over time, right? As it advances. But the average stays the same, because there's more bad that's coming out as well. Because by virtue of making it more accessible to make music, making it more accessible to make games, because the tools are getting easier, and you know, everyone has access to more easy access to those tools, and being able to then spread their music and their art or games or whatever. You also get a lot more trash, right? Like the ratio stays the same. Yeah, exactly. You get worse and worse stuff, but you get better and better stuff, right? And that's what I think Zulu, like, when Nazi's saying you're missing the point, I think that's precisely it. you're finding games that you say are, you know, completely hold up to this day. But what about the bad games, right? There's some bad games from back in the day that are still, you know, some of the worst of all time. And then we can make a list just as long as the list of good games, right? Do we want to talk about Superman 64? Do we want to talk about E.T.? Do we want to talk about, you know? Yes, you're still waiting for Daikatana to rock your world, exactly. It's easy to cherry pick examples, right? But I really feel strongly that you can find worse games now than there ever were, and you can find better games now than there ever were. And obviously there's some subjectivity coming out in there, but like just looking at the tech aspects, which are, you know, obviously not all there is to it, but are something objective that we can look at. Obviously, you know, as time goes on, you will never find a game as impressive as The Last of Us 2, just to pick an example, or Red Dead Redemption 2. In, you know, 20 years ago, obviously, that's just technology, right? But it contributes to the overall experience, right? And now, whether or not you think those games are better or worse, that comes down to subjectivity, of course. But I don't know. I'm definitely not a defender or proponent of the older is better point of view that a lot of people my age seem to share. I think a lot of it is nostalgia and just, you know, it's resistance. It's resisting progress, right? In a way, I feel in many ways. It's like, oh, kids are doing it wrong, right? I don't know. But there's certainly an argument. I will agree that there's a discussion to be had on is the mainstream getting worse, and that is definitely something that is there may be some credence to that thinking, and I think a lot of that may have to do with as time goes on, more money gets into it, and it becomes more about profits than it is about like art, so to speak. And you know, like music, mainstream music these days, you know, it's focusing a lot on making profits on like social media, right? You want your song to be on the next TikTok trend or whatever, which I think may lead to a lot of it doesn't become about making good music and good art anymore. It becomes about how can we have a little 15-second segment in that song that fits the, you know, the TikTok vibe, right? And the current trends, which I think it potentially could have an effect. But you know, there's also a lot of good things still playing on the radio. It's definitely not for me, right? But I can recognize that it's probably pretty good. What's up, Entropy? Welcome in. You run into the whole they just don't make them like they used to because of survivorship bias. Yeah, exactly. The time is a filter, right? And I think it's particularly... I'm seeing that a lot with books, right? Which is one of my field of expertise, obviously, because, you know, as a writer, I'm in that industry a lot. And I'm seeing that a lot with books. In two different ways, actually, which is interesting. One of them is, you know, books used to be better. No, you just don't remember all the trash that literally never left the shelves and ended up, you know, in a ditch somewhere, right? You never read those. You only remember the good ones that survived the passage of time, right? Which is what you're touching on, right? And then there's another aspect as someone who's in a foreign industry, you know, well, foreign based on like the US and English market, right? There's this thing in the French publishing industry. I'm from Switzerland, but I work in the French publishing industry, right? Which is that we import a lot of, like, there's a lot of imports of American books that get translated. There's not a lot of exports from French books that get translated in English, right? And a lot of people have that thought of, well, it's just because English books are better. Like, English writers, like, they just write better books. There's this sort of complex of, like, French writers and the French readers and industry that, yeah, just English books are better. No, that's not true. You're just getting a filtered catalog, right? The ones that get translated are the ones that worked already in the US, right? That were selected because they're good books. You don't get all the trash that just never leaves the shelves. That we do in the industry here. We get everything, right? We see all those non-filtered books, right? So it does add a layer of filtering, right? Which, yeah. I mean, I literally couldn't, Sam, because I don't own the rights to my own books. My publisher does. So it would be illegal for me to translate them. Not every author can afford or wants to get their work translated. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be a matter of being affordable unless you're, like, self-published, right? But, like, if you're in the traditional industry, your publisher is the one that has to get the deals done and whatever. So you know, it's not something that's gonna come down to your decisions or money. As far as the wants go, I think if you're in the self-publishing industry, it's different. But, like, in traditional publishing, I don't have a choice, right? If my publisher wants to translate my books, I don't own the rights anymore. I can't say no, right? But I agreed to that by virtue of signing the contract, right? So, yeah. I implicitly agreed to translations. I have a really hard time not finishing a book, even if it's trash. I used to have that, I'm going to say problem, but, you know, I don't think it's a problem or anything. But I used to have that phenomenon as well. I don't know why. And then at some point, I think I just realized, well, I think it's when my pile of unread books started being taller than me, right? That's when I realized that, you know what? I already own more books than I will have time to read in my entire life, I think. And I'm gonna keep getting more, probably. Because, you know, I have to sort of keep up to date with what the industry is doing. I should probably not force myself, right? So right now, the way I do things right now is I give the book 50 pages. If after 50 pages I'm not convinced, I'm dropping it. And then at any point during the book, if I'm not feeling it anymore or I'm not excited to pick it back up again, I give it 50 more pages. Right? It's less than an hour. I think it's fair. I give it 50 more pages, and if by the time I'm done with those 50 more, I'm not, you know, it doesn't work anymore, I'm just dropping it. But I just want to make sure it's not like, you know, like a random little, you know, slump in the pacing, or if it's just me on a specific day who's just not feeling it. There's a few exceptions. If I'm like 100 pages away from the end and it's a very long book or series, I usually will just finish it just for the sake of, you know, getting to the end. But yeah, in general, that's my my mindset these days. Alright. You were translating it on live on stream. Those were good times. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. I don't think you quite got the essence of the book, but so I have this. Okay, I'm you know, I'm not a hypochondriac or anything, but I have this weird sensation under my thigh, right? Which is sort of like, it's a bit like a pinch a few times. And when I feel something like that, I cannot help but think of deep vein thrombosis, right? And pulmonary embolisms and all that. And I'm always like, oh geez, I'm a prime client for that type of bullshit, right? Because I'm sitting most of my day, and you know. So I'm always like, every time I feel something in the back of my thigh here, I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. It should be fine. If I die live on stream, just know that it was nice dying with you all. And I appreciate you for witnessing it. At least I'm not dying alone.
Deploying. Scanning target. No alien material detected.
Oh.
Surprise me. That's right, you'll be locked out. Okay, Morgan, you'll need a supervisor keycard. Talia Brooks, in the coolant room. She didn't make it, but she'll probably have her card on her.
Talia, okay. Sure. We will remember. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. I should be fine. I'll be fine. And if not, I don't know. There's worse ways to go, from what I hear. From what I hear, it's pretty fast, right? So there's worse ways to go, I guess. Would be some kind of memory, that's for sure. We're all about creating memories around here, so. Alright. So I need to find my way down. I think there was a hole here, which should give me access, but let's see. Maybe down there, if there's anything. Behind blue eyes. What's up, Generation Flashback? Did I get it right? Do I win something? Do I get... I don't know. Do I get gift subs or a dono out of that? Welcome in, Generation. Good. Fuck! Good song, though. Sam, thank you for gifting us up to Kurakami. First time gifting us up to the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you. And Kurakami, you will be remembered. Thank you, 10 bucks, for gifting us up to the community. And Nadine is getting it. Appreciate it. 10 bucks as always. Thank you so much. And Nadine, you will be remembered as well. Jimmy's Chicken Shack held up. You haters just gonna hate. I think Naz was talking about that the other day. I literally had never heard of that band. I don't think they exported really well. Because I had literally never heard of that band. And even the song that Naz said, you probably heard that song even if you don't know the band. Nope, never heard it. So I think it's just one of those things, right? It just didn't come out of the US, I guess. Or at least not Switzerland. Wait. I've been in there, right? Oh, hey, hold on. Oh, right. I got down from here. Another way to get in, I'm assuming. Ooh. That's what I said about the game, like last time we played, I think, was... I'm at the point in the game where I'm so strong that, you know... I have so many options that I tend to find all the ways that I could have made progress, which I think is a bit unfortunate. I would love for it to be a bit more of a, like, okay, I can't go through here. Let's find another way. Instead, it's like, oh, there's a way in. Oh, there's another way in, and there's a third. You know, in the early game, there was a lot more of that, those blockades, which I thought were very cool. But it makes sense, you know, as you progress, you get better, and your character gets a bit stronger. Maybe there's a balancing thing here. Maybe the game should give you less upgrade materials, but... no. Gotta be productive and get some stuff started on... Hey, Entropy, thank you for your contributions to the conversation, and enjoy your printing. Elisa, good to see you. How are you? Hope you had a good sleep. Yeah, Jonah. It's kind of weird how you can, like, you pick up an item so you can phase through it, which is very strange. Yeah, I don't know, Zulu. I think it depends on the game, but there are a lot of games that I thought were amazing back in the day, and like some of those classics that I'm trying to play again. And it's not hitting the same. And here's a better example. Play, like, and maybe that's what you meant, but play older games that you haven't played back in the day. I think that's going to change quite a bit of your perception of them. A lot of time when I'm playing older games from the PlayStation era or PlayStation 2 era or even earlier than that, right? NES, SNES, and Mega Drive or Genesis, depending on where you are. I don't find that there were very good games if I haven't played them back in the day. I'm playing them now and I'm like, ugh, this is not so good, right? So I think nostalgia does play a huge role in those perceptions of it used to be better. I definitely think nostalgia plays a big role in many cases. And some games do hold up, yes, that's for sure. But here's the thing though. So many games that come out today and that we play today that came out in the last year are gonna hold up quite a bit. Can you imagine in 20 years when people are gonna look back at stuff like Baldur's Gate 3? Or, you know... there's gonna be, you know, there are gonna be the classics of tomorrow, right? That's not gonna... it's not gonna change, right, over time, so... It's just that they can't be classics yet, because they just came out, right? But you look at a game like Dark Souls, and it's almost already reaching classics territory, right? After 10 years. It's already getting there. What do you mean, Infamous? Did I say something that didn't make sense? Stating facts? Did you misunderstand what I said? Because I only, like, literally my last sentence was only positive about video games, so I don't know what... Maybe there was a misunderstanding there. Yeah, I'm with Sam there. I will even go as far as to say I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is a better game than Final Fantasy VII. Like, strictly better game. If you remove the nostalgia of the original. And there's obviously, it's subjective, right? But the original, like, the pacing of the story is so off. It is so off. The sequencing between scenes and events is so bad in the original. Especially in the second half of the game, but, you know. I think this one holds up a bit better. You're getting Rebirth when it releases? Probably, yeah. But yeah, Infamous, you still haven't explained what was toxic about what I said. Tell me what you think was toxic about what I said, because I want to make sure that you didn't misunderstand what I was saying. Or that I didn't poorly express myself. Alright, so... I'm confused. What I thought was a way down was just a way down to here. Let's see. The submarine minigame. God, I hated that part. The golden saucer was fun back then. But yeah, again, looking back, like, none of those minigames were very interesting. But I mean, I sort of think, actually thinking about it a bit more, I think it goes both ways, right? In some respects, the nostalgia makes you think more highly of a game that you played when you were younger, and when you go back to it, you're like, oh, this isn't so great. There's also another factor, is that those games were developed and designed in a very different era of gaming. Obviously, some things for the time were groundbreaking, or, you know, innovative, new, interesting, you know. And obviously, you know, with the hindsight of now, every video game that came out in the, you know, 20 years that followed, obviously you're going to look back and be like, wasn't so good, right? It doesn't make the opinions we had at the time. It doesn't invalidate the opinion we had at the time. But I think it does add to the conversation of, was it really better? I don't think so. You sounded sarcastic when you said today's video games will become classic in 20 years. Oh, no, that's you projecting. No, no, no. I actually mean it.
Scanning target. No alien material.
No, I mean, there's a bunch of games we play today that are going to be the classics of tomorrow, right? And that people will remember with the same nostalgia that we have when we remember Super Nintendo games, right?
Eradicator Autotroid version 0.7.
There is, you know, there's a teenager that a couple years ago played The Last of Us 2 for the first time, and in 20 years there'll be an old man like me, and they'll look back and they'll be like, man, how amazing was that game? Remember when we were playing games without having to put on a suit and VR helmets and whatnot, and we just played with a controller on a flat screen, and it was so fucking amazing? They don't make games like that anymore. That's gonna happen, right? And they will be just as correct as... and as wrong as people who say that today, right? It's just... it goes both ways, really.
Typhon contaminant found.
Okay, so I need... she told me where I was supposed to go, but that's... oh. That's on the higher level. Hold on. Did I miss a body? I probably missed a body. What I'm thinking happened there. Oh, right. I remember seeing the fire and thinking I'll go back later, and then I never went back. Yeah. Sure. Started with Atari and then PS1. Yeah, my first... it's not really a console, but my first gaming device was... I always mention that one. It was a Mickey Mouse Game & Watch, where you had to... it was one of those crystal display, liquid display, you know, little devices that you got with the Mickey Mouse magazine at the time. And... you had to help Mickey Mouse grab eggs in a basket. There was 4 positions on the screen, or yeah, I think 4, maybe 6, I don't remember. And you had to like move him so that he would pick up the eggs before they crashed on the ground. And it would like every second you would get a frame, and then everything was moving, and you had to see like the order of things moving and different speeds and whatnot. I loved that game when I was a kid. I absolutely loved that game. I was obsessed.
Alien threat.
That was my first gaming device. I was probably about 3 years old. And later, Commodore 64 was my first like home device that I had at home. Then NES. You know, the whole shebang, I guess. You know, I didn't think Infamous was actually being serious with the toxic comment, but I picked up on the fact that he probably misunderstood what I said. He thought I was being sarcastic with my Baldur's Gate 3 comment, and I wasn't. You know, I haven't played it. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy Baldur's Gate 3 myself, but it doesn't change anything. Whether I do or not, personally, doesn't change the fact that it is going to be a future classic, more than likely, based on the reception that the game received and how impressive it seems in today's gaming landscape, right? It's definitely going to be a future classic, I think. So yeah, Zulu, again, I understand your opinion, but I hope you realize that it's very subjective. And I do like 8-bit music, but I also do like the music in modern games for the most part. I think a lot of them are very good. I don't think one is superior or anything. Like I wouldn't want 8-bit music in that game, for instance, that I'm playing right now, right? That would make no sense. It has to be cohesive, right? It's not just... There's nothing inherently better about it, right? You would like to see more 8-bit music? I feel like there's... I feel like the past 10 years we had so many retro games, right? Retro-styled indie games. Metroidvanias, action-adventure games, right? Do you really think it's something that is missing from the industry at this point? I don't know. Like I feel like I'm trying to think, you know. But I'm feeling like the past decade we've almost had an overabundance of those games, right? It's almost becoming a cliche of, oh wow, here's an 8-bit looking video game with chiptune music that's probably you know, the narrative's probably a metaphor for grief or whatever. It's almost a cliche at this point. Yeah. And then if you're talking outside of the context of gaming, then obviously, yeah, chiptune is a very big genre. Okay, I'm sort of lost. I must have missed... Maybe I need to go to the security station to find her... Oh, I mean, I can probably... Talia Brooks. Yeah, I need to find Talia Brooks. Let's go to the security station and try to find her bracelet. Same way people knew a Symphony of the Night was going to be a classic. Yeah. Where is she? Oh. Did I miss her body right next to the door? Man, that would be embarrassing. Wow.
told me you plugged a leak in an unconventional manner a few weeks ago.
Yeah? Was it an ass-kissing bird named Krasikov?
Maybe. Care to elaborate?
Not if I'm going to get my pee-pee slapped.
Worse. I'll dunk you in the eel tank.
Ouch. Nah, supply was out of parts, so I borrowed a glue gun from the guys in hardware. Worked out okay.
Ingenious. Next time, let's make sure we have enough spare parts to do the job right.
Oh,
Roger that, boss.
Talia is probably Naz's favorite character in the game right now.
Target, no alien material.
Lan Enyen. I never know how to pronounce this name. Enyen? Enyen? Nguyen? I don't know. Is there a Vietnamese person in chat that can help me with that? Didn't you ask me that this morning, Sam?
System alert.
I remember
Repairs
answering that.
Please contact
It's
a
pronounced
qualified-
Win. Enwin? Win? Win? When? Win? Okay. Win. It's probably one of those subtle pronunciations that, you know, like precisely we can't get it exactly right, but yeah. Oh, it's just...
Боже мой, Morgan.
oh, shit. There you are. Give me a second, I'll be right there.
Repairs needed.
Yeah, just, you know, stuff came up at the time. I was in Australia for a while, and then when I came back, you know, wasn't in the best mental space, so it kind of stopped conversing with the artist, and then I didn't get back to her at any point, and now it's in a sort of limbo right now. We'll have to figure it out at some point, but
System alert. Repairs needed. Please contact a qualified engineer.
yeah, there's also a part of me now, like we got so used to the emotes as they are. I'm sort of like,
All systems operational.
I grew attached to the emotes as they are right now, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to remake them all. It's also a very big expense, and the channel's not as generating as much revenue now as it was in the end of last year and the beginning of this year. So it sort of doesn't make much sense to spend how very little money I'm making right now into a new set of emotes. So yeah, for now, everything is sort of in limbo, I guess. And whatever was paid for already is still, you know, like it's not something she's actively working on. And that is a mimic. Yep.
Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
And but yeah, I mean, you know, she's been paid for the animated one, and we'll see if eventually we get to finishing that work. But just to clarify that there was no, you know, I didn't have an artist working without paying them or anything, and then drop the you know, the project altogether. Like whatever she did, even if we're not using it yet, has been paid for. So I pay in advance. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's definitely not a priority of mine, that's for sure. Priority number one is getting consistent with the schedule again, and
Diagnosing superficial injuries. Nothing of portable medical care.
you know, getting back into a place where I'm enjoying streaming, and I'm feeling positive about things, and
Please
I'm
fill out a
just
patient experience questionnaire
you know,
so I can serve you better
sort of
next time.
rebuilding the channel, if that makes sense. And then once we okay, so I have access to the outside here if I need to go somewhere. Oh shit. Look down.
It won't work. It's part of your brother's lockdown. The main lift and every exterior airlock. You're stuck until you can do something about it. He's trying to slow you down, Morgan.
Yep.
And putting everyone at risk in the process.
I understand that. I'm gonna restart the reactor and it'll be fine. I wonder what's gonna happen when I'm gonna... I feel like restarting the reactor is gonna have major consequences on the station overall. It feels like. We'll see. Yeah, for sure, Sam. The whole thing, yeah. What's up, Big Boss? How are you today? Isn't for you to get attached, therefore subs to infiltrate other channels with. Yeah. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna hack the shit out of this one. I know there's a wounded person who apparently I had a relationship with that's on the ground of this very room we're in right now. And I should probably be worried about her before the computer, but... it is what it is. Hey, Lan. Krasikov... Dude, that's... Did you just die? No, okay. I thought she just passed. Like, the game is like, oh, you don't care about her? She's gonna die right now. Screw you. Krasikov just rage quit the Battle Ops League, so we have an open spot. Do you still want in? Just show up at the usual time in the reactor room. I'll have enough parts so you can hit bash. And remember, not a word of this in front of Brooks or Ilyushin. They don't know, and we want to keep it that way. Finally. Battle Ops, huh? Did you enjoy Returnal? Yes! One of my favorite video games of recent years. Probably one of my favorite games of all time, actually. Yeah. I'm not sure if it quite enters the top 10, but probably top 20 if I were to make that extensive of a list. I did really enjoy Returnal, yes. I actually missed that game. Like, every time I think about that game, and when I streamed it, boy, that was a good time. Holy shit, that game was insane. Spending an hour on that little ledge before that one boss fight that I'm not gonna spoil. But, oh man, that was such a good time. Talia has stated in the official report, I replaced the grounding resistors in an attempt to restore power to Ilyushin's office. This resulted in a powerful electrical explosion and subsequent structural damage that exposed the office to vacuum. Thankfully, the bulkheads sealed the breach. The faulty resistors immediately melted into a sort of shapeless, smoldering, and seemingly organic matter. Assume all parts in storage are suspect. Okay, so they're trying to repair stuff with, like, mimics, which is wild. I like it.
Welcome.
Understood.
Maybe I
I'll
can
have some
help
of the
you.
engineers inspect the stuff in the storage. You're into a very niche genre of games? I don't know if that's true. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is one of my favorite video games of all time, and it cannot really get more mainstream than that. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. There's only two genres of games, the way I see it. Good and bad ones. Which, you know, if I want to be more...
Hello. Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
reasonable, would be those that I like and those that I don't, right? Because I probably like some pretty bad games and I probably don't like some pretty good games. And yes, obviously I'm aware that video game genres are a thing. I love having conversation about genres, actually. Disruptor battery fabrication plan. Hey, girl.
I thought I was going to die. Well, sooner than I thought I was going to die. Where did that thing come from? Was it Tony? The way it was looking at me. I'd get up, except for my legs. And my lungs, and my nervous system. Don't look surprised. Paraplexis, remember? You warned me. The boosters are in my office. No way I'm getting there now. But the lifts... I was serious before. I think we can bypass the lockdown. The reactor control room. There's a panel for shutting down everything. The whole station. The computer will scream at you, but just do it. Then pray it all comes back when you cycle the power. It should. It will. Now, go. I thought you had been transferred off the station. Or you left. Where did you even come from? I thought you were airside. The irony is not lost on me. I have to hide my condition to work for a company that might be able to cure it. I'd rather lose control
Hello,
of my
are you
body
here
a
for an
little piece at
appointment?
a time than become one of those things out there. Do you think they remember anything?
All interesting questions, Michaela. I do not know. Yeah, we read that one already. Okay, hold on. I need to get medicine for her. Where's her office, though? Talos exterior? Oh, it blew up. That's the part that blew up. Is that a timer? Hold on. 1:59:17. It's a timed objective. Oh my god, she's so dead. She's so dead. It's a timed objective. There's no hope. I'm sorry. Michaela, I'm sorry. I swear to God. It's not my fault. Because I need to go outside for that, which means I need to do the whole reset and whatever, right? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna try. I'm gonna try. Metal Gear Master Collection's out today. Anyone giving it a shot? Not me. How does it look so far in the reviews and whatnot? For you, it's all about gameplay. I mean, gameplay is important, right? But to me, it really depends on the game, right? If I'm playing a fighting game, it's gonna be mostly about gameplay, right? But one of my favorite games of all time is Gone Home, right? Which has extremely little gameplay, but it's such an amazing experience the first time you play through it. Such an amazing experience of observing all those little bits and pieces in the house and putting together the story by just reading documents and listening to recordings and just looking at the environments and everything, and like so much 90s nostalgia also with the environments. And man, what a game. I want to actually play Gone Home again. I haven't played it in 10 years. I mostly remember the feelings of playing it more than I remember the game itself, right? But man, what a beautiful game. What a beautiful game. I want to go through it at some point again. Maybe on stream. That could be fun. Revisiting the game 10 years later. See maybe if I can even, you know, find more things that I didn't at the time. Not that I would probably remember, because I'm pretty sure I forgot most of the details about the story. You know. Alright, so let's see.
Welcome. Maybe I can help you.
You don't remember her, but she remembers you. She hid her condition to work aboard Talos 1. When you found out, she should have been sent back to Earth. But you made an exception. I'm not sure if that makes you responsible now. She won't last long without her medication. It's up to you if you want to help her.
I mean, I would love to help her, but I need to make my way outside, which I don't think I can right now. Interesting that he nailed the theme of the channel right there, right? She remembers me, but I don't remember her. The whole thing. You know, Alex, I will say it's not a game for everyone, right? It gets categorized in one of those walking simulator games, which I don't know. It is not a genre that I don't think the description makes that much sense to me, but it is what it is, right? You explore a house, and there's not much to it in terms of gameplay, right? But I thought the story was charming, the characters were fantastic, the writing was good, the atmosphere was awesome. I would recommend it, yes. I personally really enjoyed it when I played it. It's one of those things that stayed with me, right? I was done playing it, I finished it in one session. It's a very short game, a few hours at most. And I remember thinking about it the entire week after I played it. Like, I kept thinking about it. It was just so good. Mikaela didn't sub? Yeah, because I'm not gonna remember her. Is there something behind there? Nope. Oh. Jesus Christ. I'm assuming I just jump and use my boosters to stop the fall or something? Diverter. It feels like an item that we need to use at some point. You clipped something a moment ago? Cool. I'm not sure what to do with that information, but thank you for clipping. Appreciate it. You can feel free to share clips, by the way. If you clip something and you want to post it in chat, it's there's no, you know, we don't have a bot here. There's no prevention against clips and whatnot, or links. Thanks. Just from the title, I know what it is. Good one. Is that a Caleb emote? Hold on, I'm not sure. Where's that emote from? No, that's a global one. Why did I think it was a Caleb one? Weird. Dude, this place is huge, what the hell? And I'm wasting time going around. It's a League of Legends emote? Oh yeah, it's Heimerdinger, right? Isn't it? Hate that guy. Yeah, Radiation League. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to go in there. It's gonna be a whole mess. I can tell already. I am not going to enjoy that. Let's go. Tag this. Get the job done. Sorry, get the work taken care of. Because he left. Wow, Jode. You had to turn this into a pun, right?
Adjustment required.
I hate it. Operator dispenser. They're the same, right? Okay. Just hack it. You love puns? We have very special treatments for puns on this channel. One day you'll probably find out. I'm gonna fail. Fuck. Oh.
Requesting new operator.
A quarter of a second.
TranStar Cobalt 14. Inspecting. Your successors here. Job aperture. Structural upgrades detected. Thank you.
You're welcome. Why is he the one thanking me for doing his job?
Ready to scan.
Come on, turret. Do your job.
Proximity sensor reset.
Ow.
Attitude adjustment required. Target, no target material detected.
I hate that. Those enemies are definitely the ones I... Ah, God. A mosquito bit me. Jesus. Those enemies are definitely the ones I like the least in the game, I think. Also, their hitboxes are completely bugged. It's insane. There was literally a recycling charge in there with them, and they didn't get hit by it. Same when I'm shooting with my fucking glue gun. It goes through them somehow. Absolutely hate it. Hey Panda, what's up? How are you today? Worst enemy in the game by far.
Radiation poisoning detected. Seek medical attention.
I do have some rad. I was gonna say rad away. Anti-rad. Oh, hold on. I can do this. Hell yeah. Nice. I'm gonna get a bunch of anti-rads. Just came back from an evening of Korean beer. Oh, that sounds good. Love me some Korean beer. Hope you had a good time, man. Good to see you. And let's make some shotgun shells. Okay, is there a recycler on the other side? Yes, perfect. Recycling this, recycling this. Recycling this. Awesome. Alright, let's craft more shotgun shells. That's basically what I need. I'm really enjoying it. There's a few mechanics that I'm not sure about, like a few systems in the game that I'm not too fond of. Like if you know the game, like the nightmare stuff, I don't think is very interesting. It's a bit annoying. I think I would enjoy the game more if there was less fighting, less enemies, and more just exploration and storytelling, right? But that's personal preference. But yeah, I think, you know, overall, one of the very good games that I've played on stream for sure. Okay, so I can reboot this now, apparently. What I just heard there, was that a mimic? No, probably not. Okay, procedures. Let's see. 10.16.76. Reboot initialization safety switches. Safety control switches for all main utilities must be placed in the off position in the following order before initializing reactor shutdown. Magnetosphere. Substation power grid. Photovoltaic rings. Gravity life support main reactor. MSPGLM. MSPGLM. Safety switch accessible. Oh, wait. Is it a thing? Oh, no. Wait. Where are the safety switches? The music stopped, which makes me think that it's in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. MSPGLM? Was it? Oh, which M? MSPGLM, but reactor is the last. Okay, MSPGLM. Let's go. MSPGLM.
Initiating reactor shutdown sequence. Substation power grid offline. Photovoltaic rings offline. Life support offline. Magnetosphere offline. Offline. Main reactor cold shutdown.
Nice.
3, 2, 1. Reactor successfully shut down. Initiating main reactor ignition sequence.
Oh boy.
In 3, 2, 1. Gravity online. Earth online. Magnetosphere. Warning. Reactor initialization interrupted.
Oh shit.
Routing auxiliary power.
Uh-oh.
Connolly, Durachok was supposed to check those diverters a week ago.
Well, that sucks. Okay, hold on. Something's bothering me on my arm there. Deal with it. Okay, the diverters. That's what I found on the ground, right? Fix or replace the damaged reactor diverter. And then reboot. Oh, great.
Warning. Reactor initialization interrupted.
Oh, come on, dude. I fucking hate those things. Why am I getting... Is the whole thing radioactive? Is that what's happening?
I've loaded the replacement reactor diverters on the freight lift as requested. I asked Connolly to send them down when convenient.
Yeah, I've seen the diverters. I'm just not sure where I'm supposed to place them. Well, let's see. I'm sure... Oh, jeez. Okay, Tyrad.
I'm right here.
Yep. So am I. I'm so tired of mosquitoes. I just, like, it bit my hand earlier, and like last night, it was just annoying me as I was trying to sleep. Then I kill one, and I think that's the only one that was bothering me, and then literally 10 seconds later, after I turn off the lights, and I try to sleep, another one's buzzing around. Like, Jesus, I'm so done with mosquitoes. It's fucking November almost. Jeez, move on. Nature. Warren, thank you so much for 15 months. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there.
Attitude adjustment required.
Thank you for the resub. 15 months. Warren, you will be remembered. Hope you're well. Wow, already 11, huh? Again, reminder for everyone who missed it and wasn't aware of it or missed the announcements earlier. I am currently on a 2 streams a day schedule. First one starts at 8 p.m. The main stream starts at 8 p.m., 1 hour later than usual. We're back to the old schedule. 8 p.m. And the second stream starts at 8 a.m. 12 hours after, which is 9 hours from now. 9 hours from now is when the secondary stream starts. We're playing card games during that stream. Magic the Gathering, precisely. These days. So. Dude, that mosquito was nasty. I have such a big thing on my hand now. I swear, those mosquitoes are vicious. They hurt so much. Oh, it's there. I see it. Hold on. Hold on. Absolute motherfucker. Am I getting it? Yeah, get fucking wrecked, asshole. It's full of blood, so I know it's him. So my strategy with mosquitoes is taking like a piece of paper towel, right? And folding it like so it's like a sort of like this, right? And then I put it under the mosquito and I just, you know, so it tries to fly away and it gets caught by the because the paper is white enough, right? If you place a hot spoon onto the mosquito bite, it will stop hitching. How hot are we talking? Like running out of water, underwater hot, or, you know. Okay, like boiling water hot. Oh, that's too much work. By the time I'm done warming the water, it's, you know, but the bite won't hurt anymore. What's up, Mac Ace? How are you doing today? Good to know, though. I will remember that for the future. Enjoying the stream? Well, I'm glad. I'm enjoying the stream too. It hasn't happened in a while. I feel like I'm turning the corner, like overall, life-wise. It's a pretty good feeling. You have to denature the proteins of the mosquito saliva. Is using hydrogen, what's the name, like hydrogen peroxide, and putting it on the bite gonna do anything? Because I know that that's what you use, like it's part of the components of contact solutions, because of it like destroys like the proteins that are on your contacts or whatever that you need to, you know, get rid of. Or I don't know the details. I'm not a scientist.
Radiation poisoning detected. Seek medical attention.
Okay, I don't know then. Am I not supposed to put that in here? Diverters. Where am I supposed to put that shit? Must have missed some. Okay, according to... Okay, it's in the back of this. I hate having to use the map, but the game is not very accurate in terms of...
Target, no alien material detected.
Am I not in the right spot right there?
Radiation poisoning detected. Seek medical attention.
Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, RT to play? Jesus. Why? Dude, why does it have to be that complicated? Also, for the record, I never pressed RT at all. I don't know what I did, but it put it in. I am very upset right now at this video game. I am vexed. Right, Panda. Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, Entropy, I think, just for the record, since you're pretty new, Big Boss is sort of a comedian. Never take what he says too seriously.
Reactor initialization. Online. Reactor initialization complete.
Well,
Systems restored.
that was a violent reset. Oh, fuck off.
That did it. I'm showing power to the lifts and the airlocks, but seeing a lot of power spikes and leaks in the coolant chamber. Watch yourself on the way back. There could be other structural damage.
What the fuck is happening?
Well, I see. You reset everything. Talos 1 is wide open now. Clever. Reckless, but clever. It's good to see some things haven't changed. I'm not gonna get in your way anymore. You deserve to hear the truth. All of it. Come up to my office.
I get it, Entropy. I appreciate the clarification. But yes, it sounds like a good trick. I
Morgan,
might
was
use
that
that
you?
at some point.
Whatever you did, I felt it in my gut. If this is some kind of payback. Power's coming back online. And that means the main lift too. I hope.
I mean, not never. Let's just... If you have doubts, he's probably joking, right? I am not sure at all what I just did, but that seemed to be a bad idea. What's up, Greg? What the hell? Okay, hold on. Have I missed a chapter here? No, I need to go back to the Arboretum. But first, I need to go to the exterior and find the medicine for her. Oh, those are the arming keys! Oh, yeah. We're talking late game stuff right there. That's how we blow up the station. If we decide to do so, which I'm not sure. God, I hate those assholes. Not sure I can conveniently fight them. Lady, how you doing? Can I use that lift now, or... Oh. The answer is no. How do I get back up, though? What the fuck's happening? Am I bleeding out? God damn it. Do I not have... There it is. I don't have a lot of it though. Dude, what's... What the hell was damaging me? Oh wow, it's using a turret against me right now. Okay, I need to do something about this. I don't think I can... Ha! Get absolutely fucked! No, not that. What's the fucking trigger again? I was panicking and I didn't know the controls anymore. I'm literally blanking on what button I'm supposed to press. This one. Holy shit! I legitimately, even though I used it all night, I legitimately blanked on what button I was supposed to press to bring up the wheel. That was weird. Am I getting old? Is that what getting old feels like? Jeez. Been getting old for a while, do not recommend. Yeah. I don't know, I'm generally okay with the concept of getting old. I'm fine with it. It's alright. You know? But that's the first time that something like that happens to me in a video game. To that degree, at least. Where I'm like, I'm literally blanking on a key that I've just been using all night. And I suddenly can't remember what I'm supposed to press. That was very weird. Quite honestly. Strange feeling. I guess the stress of the situation added to it. How are you today, Noger? Can't craft anything. That's annoying. That is annoying. I'll get a medkit, I guess. Alright, find our way outside and try to save Ilyushin. We can. There it is. Elevators. Nice. Perfect. Why does the sound stop? I don't know, but I hate it. I don't like... There's a lot of issues in the sound mixing and implementation of this game. Very annoying. Yeah, Panda? Yeah, I don't know.
Careful, Morgan. Gas alarm went off in the coolant chamber after you powered the reactor back up. The turbines are hydrogen-cooled. Now they're leaking. You take a shot and it's your last. It'll be like shooting a grenade at your feet.
Diagnosing superficial
wow, great.
injuries. Nothing a portable medical kit can handle.
I can't shoot in the coolant chamber now, which I'm sure will be filled with monsters. Fantastic. But anyway, that doesn't matter because right now what I need to do is go outside and get into her office. Let's go. Yeah, I was like, your comment makes me wonder, Panda, because I'm, you know, nothing makes me feel like I'm getting older, right? I don't have, I'm very lucky. I don't have back pain. I
Microgravity detected.
Don't really have a lot of gray hair at this point. I don't feel like, generally I don't feel like my memory is getting worse or anything. I don't feel more tired. I don't feel like I'm learning things slower, you know, more slowly, like games and whatnot. I don't think my reaction times are getting slower based on what I, you know, the fighting games that I've played earlier this year. It felt like I was just doing just fine, as always. So there's like nothing that makes me feel like I'm getting older at any point. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna hit me, or if it's just a thing. Like maybe I'm ignoring the obvious, you know. signs of me getting older, or I'm just not thinking about it. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like I'm just... I am younger than Daniel and the opposite of all the things he said. I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky for now and it's gonna suddenly start getting worse, right? So far, so good. Fingers crossed, you know? Nice. Do the songs that you have sung echo in the distance? That's a reference to something that I'm pretty sure I've seen or whatever, but I am not... It's not coming back to my mind right now. Oh, is it Fame? Is that what it is? I'm just trying to put things back together. Okay, where's the office? Probably up there. Oh, shit, there's a telepath. Oh, well, that's gonna be fun. So I think the best play here is to literally charge the asshole. Yep. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. You know, so far so good. Not feeling aging at all. Actually, I should always kill those with recycler charges. There's such a great way to deal with those enemies. I'm not gonna watch a YouTube link right now, but... Why not a G, I wonder. Yeah. Maybe if I... Well, no, I can't even hover over it without tabbing out of the game, so... I guess I will never know what the reference was. It's fine. Have you seen Jean? Hey Miguel, could you help me locate Jean 4? No, she's not in your crew roster. Come down on life support to check the power converters. Been getting complaints about faulty AC all day. She went down a couple of hours ago. I haven't heard from her. I'll ask around and keep my eye out. Mika, we need to talk. Drop by my office when you get a chance. Morgan. Ooh. Morgan wanted to talk to Mika. Okay, I found her medicine. Great.
You got them, didn't you? Oh, you make me so mad sometimes. You never listen to me.
How do you know? How does she magically know that I got the meds? Soldier of Fortune by Deep Purple. Okay, well, never heard that song before, so... I was wrong. I mean, maybe I heard it, right? On the radio or something at some point. What am I looking for in my inventory right now? I was looking for... Oh no, I wanted to look at the time. Okay, 1 hour and 20 minutes. We're all good. Yeah, I was never into Deep Purple, believe it or not. The only track that I can name from them is, you know, Smoke on the Water, probably, because I live right next to the place that inspired the song, right? No. I was never that much into them. Wait, what was the point of that entire room? I didn't find anything valuable in there. A few mods and... that's it? Feels like there should be more, but... oh well. Okay, let's make it back inside. It's vague enough, Big Boss. Trust me. You know I live in Switzerland. Switzerland is so small. Every location is close to one another in Switzerland, so it's not saying much. Believe me. You would have a lot of. It would take a lot for you to find me. Trust me. Even if you knew exactly where I lived, it would still be challenging for you to find me.
Appointment?
Oh, God, Morgan. You surprise the hell out of me sometimes. Please, right at the neck. Just look for the marks. It was harder when I was doing it myself.
That's a big... that's a big syringe.
Oh, God. I can breathe again. And feel my legs.
There you go.
I still have some spots in the eye, but those should clear up. Thanks, Morgan.
You're welcome. That's it?
Nice work, Morgan. You'll make junior engineer yet. Now, get to the lift, but be careful. No telling what got stirred up in the shake. I'll follow when I can. Meet you at your office. I am feeling better. Still a few spots in the eyes, but I've got feeling back in my legs. Oh, all the feelings. I'll contact you when I get to your office.
Okay. What now? Arboretum? Yep.
Warning. Dangerous level of explosive.
I wondered how you would react to finding Michaela.
Evacuate.
You risked your life to help her. It makes me think the neuromod extraction didn't erase everything. Not completely. Perhaps particularly strong memories still leave faint impressions. Intuitive feelings. Or maybe you're simply more compassionate than I expected. Are you sure it wouldn't have been better to... I don't mean to be insensitive.
Dangerous level of explosive gas detected. Please evacuate and avoid all open flames or sparks.
It's not just a little explosion. It's not a grenade. It literally blows up everything. Noted.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
That was a Michael Bay explosion. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Morgan. You surprise the hell out of me sometimes. Please, right at the neck. Just
Now we have to
look
see
for the
that again.
marks. It was harder when I was doing it myself. Oh, God. I can breathe again.
Why does her voice sound like it's in my
feel
head?
my
I hate
legs.
the mixing in this game.
I still have some spots in the eye, but those should clear up. Thanks, Morgan.
Hold on, my mic is acting up. Sorry. Like this, and now like that. I'm gonna need a new mic arm at some point. It's getting worse. Oh well.
Nice work, Morgan. You'll make junior engineer yet. Now, get to the lift. But be careful. No telling what got stirred up in the shake. I'll follow when I can. Meet you at your office. I am feeling better. Still a few spots in the eyes, but I've got feeling back in my legs. Oh, all the feelings. I'll contact you when I get to your office.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure to go through the dialogue. I don't think it matters, but... Okay, let me quick save this time.
Warning. Dangerous level of explosive...
I wondered how you would react to finding Michaela. You risked your life to help her.
So, what if...
We think the neuromod extraction didn't erase everything. Not completely. Perhaps particularly strong memories still leave faint impressions. Intuitive feelings. Or maybe you're simply more compassionate than I expected.
Warning.
Are you sure it wouldn't have been better to... I don't mean to be
Warning.
insensitive.
Dangerous
When
level
she
of
finds out you
explosive
intend to
gas
destroy Talos
detected.
1,
Please
she might
evacuate
react
and
strongly
avoid
given that
all
there's no way
open
off the
flames
station.
or sparks until repairs can be made.
I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to blow up the entire thing without dying,
Warning.
right?
Dangerous level of explosive gas detected.
Because then it would kill all the
Please
creatures in there.
evacuate and avoid all open flames or sparks until repairs can be made. Warning. Warning.
We hate video
Dangerous
games.
Level of explosive gas detected.
I'm assuming that counts as a
Evacuate
spark.
And avoid all open flames or sparks until repairs can be made. Tank integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 33%.
Hello. Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
Some repairs.
Tank integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 33%.
Oh, we Dark Souls now.
Tank integrity.
Did I upgrade the... I did not. Well, might as well.
Restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 33%.
Nope.
Tank integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 66%. Tank integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced
God damn it!
by 66%.
That thing is not precise at all. At a
Tank
distance.
integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 99.79%. Threat of explosive gas minimal. Normal operations may resume pending supervisor approval.
Oh. What is this? What am I repairing here? Control panel. Oh. Wait. Oh, that thing broke. Wasn't like that before. How can I... Can I not? Okay, nice. Oh, hey. Okay. Oh, I mean, I could have gone to the Arboretum through the outside. I'm not sure why I chose to take this route. I could have literally went through the outside. It would have been faster. I mean, that's still an option. I guess I want to go to the crew quarters first. Find my way into the lobby again. Where's the... Yeah, let's find my way to the lobby and then maybe get to my office. See if something changed here. Get to the crew quarters, Alex's key. I don't know, like, I feel like the game is giving me two options, right? It's giving me the option to escape or to blow up the station. Ah, shit. Yep. Stuff happened here. This is bad. God damn it, you can't aim with that shit. It's literally making your aim worse. Hate those things. Okay, how do I get to the outside or to the elevator? Not sure. Okay. Let's see. One of these. I have burns. There you go. Yeah, my shotgun's fully upgraded. It's pretty violent at this point. I like it. Okay, how do I access the lobby? Go up here. Yep. Okay, cool. So I still haven't found a way to get in there. That's strange. Matter. Shotguns are pretty violent, but only when upgraded. No, more so when upgraded. Is my point. Let's repair.
Made it to your office, Morgan. I haven't been here since...
I believe it was the time where your medical condition was discussed, Chief Engineer Ilyushin.
What the hell? Morgan, is that...
I am January. Morgan Yu's personal operator.
Talk about loving the sound of your own voice. All right, January. Is that Morgan's workstation? And the fabricator? Morgan, come up here when you get a chance.
Chief Ilyushin, please do not...
What did she do? I don't know. Let's go there and see what happens. What day is it today? Tuesday. I think there's a good chance we finish the game tomorrow. We'll see. Oh shit. It is spreading like mad in there. I mean, I'm saying that based on like the objectives and whatnot, right? I have no clue, but I think based on like how it feels, like it seems like we're approaching sort of an ending. So I feel like we might complete it tomorrow, which means I would start a new game on the last day of the week potentially, unless I stream on Friday. I don't know.
Diagnosing superficial injuries. Nothing a portable medical kit can handle. Good as new. Please fill out a patient experience questionnaire so I can...
We'll see. Let's see what happens tomorrow. We'll figure it out. What game is next? Yeah, I mean, the next big game is probably gonna be Lies of P. I've been wanting to get into that for a while. I need a Souls-like in my life right now, I think. I've been interested in giving it a try. I think the next big one's gonna be Lies of P. I think in between Prey and Lies of P, we might do a shorter one, like something that will take us like a week. Maybe Life is Strange 2. I've been wanting to do that for a bit. So yeah, we'll see.
And Morgan did not share anything else about me. Not even...
Only the details of your condition, Miss Ilyushin. And only because they might place the station in danger. Both Alex and Morgan felt you were worth the risk.
Oh, Alex knew as well.
Alex is well informed on numerous matters. And discloses few of them.
Huh.
Morgan, the coral is spreading to other parts of the station. I doubt the Typhon are just going to keep building it indefinitely. It must have some end purpose.
Why did you close this? And if we could have done that before, why didn't I do it before? It feels so much safer now.
Perhaps the coral is a kind of reservoir of all the energy the Typhon have been accumulating.
Almost like I started that yesterday, now you're going to do it. Yeah, it's not like I've been talking about it for weeks. Right? You guys can race each other? I mean, we all know the results of that race.
The discoveries made aboard Talos 1 seem to validate some form of panpsychism.
Consciousness is a fundamental force that exists everywhere, to one degree or another. It seems plausible, then, that an organism evolved, which is able to metabolize complex forms of consciousness.
What are you saying? They eat other minds?
Yes.
That's... How can something like that exist? Morgan, hope you don't mind. I was using your workstation.
Chief Ilyushin ignored my request to desist 13 times.
And no need to tell Morgan about the 14th time, January. I took the liberty of restocking your supplies. Found some food on the way up, left it on the desk. Don't worry, they're alien-proof. I checked them, no twitching.
Chief Ilyushin is correct. There are no Typhon cacoplasmas present.
Oh, thank you, January. I haven't been in here since you were lecturing me on my Paraplexis. Thought for sure you were going to fire me. Too bad you were sweet on me. I could tell.
Wow.
I never told you why I altered my medical records.
What's up, Laura?
I know you were so sure when you were lecturing me, Morgan, saying I was selfish and... My father, he was imprisoned for questioning the Soviet intervention in India. Many prisoners are lost in Siberian labor camps, but my father vanished. The only thing I knew for certain was Transtar was recruiting volunteers from those labor camps. I came here because of you and Alex and your experiments. To find him, and now I know he was here. I noticed on your computer. You found a set of names and ID numbers from Psychotronics, from Dr. Gallegos. The Russian volunteers were never referenced by name, but I was able to match an ID to my father. We can pull up his records, archived experiment logs. I've already asked a great deal of you, but if you could find that archive in deep storage, I'll finally know what happened to my father.
Didn't I already
His
find
name was
something?
Yuri Andronov, V01065532. You really need to organize your tools better. I would hate to see your living quarters.
Oh, it's in the volunteer database, yeah. I don't think I saw that. Yeah, deep storage. Why did I hear a phantom, by the way?
Scanning target. No Typhon material detected.
Yeah, I guess they have, yeah, Trim.
Привет, Morgan.
Okay, we're gonna do some serious recycling right now. I'm never gonna use all of this, so... Let me, I don't know why this is on my desk. I don't want it. Let me put some stuff from here to recycle. I'm never going to use the Q-beam. Might as well recycle it, I think. Never going to use this. I'm going to use that. Okay, let's do a big recycling campaign. So then we can craft a whole bunch of shit. Before we go on our... maybe last few missions of the game. Who knows? I think we're good. Get the...
Morgan.
Yep.
January's been showing me around, telling me, well, everything. I figured you came back because your ears were burning.
The truth of that statement is questionable. On many levels, Chief Ilyushin.
Oh, look at those two. Jeez. Okay, that's a lot of resources that I'm getting right now. Awesome. Right. First priority, shotgun shells. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna be crafting for a while, so... it's time to find a topic of conversation. Still tired from TwitchCon? That makes sense. Hope you had fun. I wish there was a way to order multiple of one item. Like it, I don't mind if it builds them one, you know, one after the other and whatnot, but just allow me to order multiple of them and get like 10 at a time, you know? You enjoy the sleep lurk on the morning stream? Yeah. Love the morning streams. And yeah, like, good time to, in case someone missed the announcement or the notifications and whatnot, I am now doing 2 streams a day for the foreseeable future. Which means I will be live again in about 8 hours. It's 8 AM Central European time, 2 AM Eastern. Stop pushing me around, Michaela. Okay?
Got stationed in engineering because Paraplexis prevented me from being a pilot. Now, a pilot's what we need.
Can I craft? Thank you. So yeah, I'm doing streams in the mornings, 2 AM Eastern, 11 PM Pacific, which I know for US viewers is not going to be ideal, but for Europeans, early in the day and whatnot. And I'm doing those streams. I'm playing Magic the Gathering right now. It's going to be mostly for, you know, card games, or who knows, maybe in the future, like a different types of obsession, off-brand obsessions I might have, you know, like competitive games, or I don't know, something I wouldn't play on the main show probably. But it's mostly going to be for Magic the Gathering, I think, in the foreseeable future. How long is the morning stream? About 3 hours. Yeah. We usually put a nice little playlist of chill video game music and just play some MTG games. Pretty cool. I'm learning the game, you know, relearning the game after not playing it for almost... I mostly played it in the 90s, right? So it's been very interesting. Playing ranked. It's a bit more... the stream's also a bit more open to, you know, conversations about the game, like, you know, analyzing the plays that I made after the fact, and, you know, advices from people who have more experience, and it's a bit of a different vibe, you know. But it's cool. Very relaxed and chill. May catch after the gym. Michaela, you gotta move. I'm not kidding. You gotta move. Please.
Just like you to keep me waiting.
Craft more of these just in case. Med kits. Maybe I need more. Okay, what next? Recycler charges. I think that's okay. EMP, that's alright. That's alright. That's alright. I think we're good. I'm gonna keep my materials on me now from now on, so I can use them whenever we're finding a constructor, fabricator. Yeah, that's about it. Enough ammo to start a war? Yeah. Hey, you gotta, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so what's the next step? We can go back to deep storage. I mean, we need to go to the Arboretum, because everything starts from here. And then we need to find the escape shuttle thing from the crew quarters. See if that opens an option for us, maybe. Well, I'm still thinking we will need to choose an ending between escaping or destroying the station. And I'm still not sure what I want to do, honestly. I'll have to figure that out. And then from the Arboretum, we can go to deep storage. Yep. As far as everything else, I think we're pretty good. Did we? I don't think we went on the bridge yet. I don't think we explored the bridge. And I don't think we explored the shuttle bay. Those are the only two areas we haven't explored yet, I think. I wonder if the game's gonna bring us there. We'll see. Blows that would otherwise kill you will leave you with 1 health instead. Ooh. I'm gonna do that. What can I remove? Okay, I need to remove at least 1. Backlash has a chance to return damage to the attacker. Pretty good. Maybe 2? Maybe free 2 spots. From crashing during flights in 0G, that never happened to me. There you go. Seems good. Scopes. I have shotgun critical, which I think is fine. Allows detection of hidden mimics and greater mimics. Okay, that's better than what I have. Yeah, that seems alright. Neuromods now. Is there anything else I want to do? I don't think so. I think I've pretty much upgraded whatever I wanted. I guess combat focus could be interesting. I've never actually looked into it at all. Maybe stamina. I don't even think so. I think we're pretty good right now. Neuromods installed 145. Well, I'm certainly a good client of my own company, that's for sure. Humans killed 3? Yeah, oh yeah, I guess in the crew quarters we had a few fights in the kitchens. Well, the dining area. Mimics killed 84. More neuromods than men, yeah. Cystoid destroyed 162. This is ridiculous. It's the most annoying enemy in the game, and I had to destroy 162 of them at this point. Recycler junk collected 2,065. Trendstar crew and visitors located 225. Jeez. That's more than I thought. Alright, what I still need to figure out, because I really would like to do that quest before I finish the game. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna have to spend some time to do the map thing. Which I'm really not sure about. Like, some of them are really obscure, and I'm not sure. But I think I'm gonna have to take some time to do it. I would really like to do that treasure map before I finish the game in one way or another. I mean, I found one of the digits, which is 3. I found another one, but the game didn't register it for some reason, which was 6. So basically I have 3 out of 4 digits already figured out. If I know what order to put them in, that's only 99 solutions that I can literally try. Well, 100 technically, zeros, but I could just go through them and I would have a significant chance to find a solution within, I don't know, 10 minutes. Brute forcing it, yeah. I mean, I would like to do it legit, but it's just that some of them are so obscure and I don't see myself like re-exploring the entire station. I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it tomorrow. This one I know where it is, and I found it. This one I found. This one... This one I have no idea. ELB. 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 Yeah, I don't know. The location, the design of the location doesn't ring a bell. I'm not sure I've seen this place yet. Maybe I have, I don't know. But yeah, the other 2 I have already figured out, and then there's another map that I need to find. And I don't know where it is, which is weird, because I've seen her body and her computer. But it didn't give me any, what's her name again? Emma. It didn't give me any information on the map, either on her computer or her body, which is very weird. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure it out. All right. Well, well, well. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this session of Prey, returning to the normal schedule. We will be live again in 8 hours for the late night streams. Daniel at dusk. Before bed. Yeah, I'm gonna be live in 8 hours for some Magic the Gathering. And I'll be back tomorrow in about 20 hours for more Prey. So again, slight schedule change, 8 p.m. Central European Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific is the new starting time for the regular stream, and the secondary stream, exactly the same hours except a.m. instead of p.m., right? 8 a.m. Central European Time, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific. If you were interested in watching some Magic the Gathering, I'll be playing at at those hours. I'm gonna raid out to my good friend Nazrala, who's playing Lies of P right now. And yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'll see you guys in about 8 hours if you're here for some Magic the Gathering. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Prey. I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day, evening, or night. I will see you guys tomorrow, and until then, remember me, and I'll remember you.